I'm Rob Reader from the Hot Mango Seed Podcast, the resident botanist. And I only like smoking top shelf. You like good green? You like really good bud? They got everything you need from top to bottom. Only place you can get that is in Central Florida. And from who? I4 Exotics, the best, period.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hey, I'm LaRue. You're back with the Hot Mango Seed Podcast. Welcome once again, where we drill down to the seed, where we get to everything on topics of gaming, cryptocurrency, relationships, and the marijuana industry, and I'm joined today here with, always with the Hot Mango Seed crew. To my right, Rob Raider.
How you doing?
All the beats you're hearing in the background, and our host, Henny Skywalker.
Yo, where's the Henny?
Where's the Henny? Also, King T.
Have no fear, the king is here.
Yes, and the VI Massive Soldier Blessed.
Yo, what good, everybody?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hey, we back again. How's everybody feeling?
Sky high.
Damn right.
Blessed, and I'm feeling great. I'm feeling
High
great.
up to the ceiling. Hey,
Yeah.
but give thanks for life still, you know what I mean? Man above ground. How my cousin used to say, every day above ground is a
Good day.
Every day,
yes.
man,
Every day is a good day.
God is good. That's what I'll say. But another day, another blessed day. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy, right? I was sitting up thinking about this story as I was coming in today. So, our topic today is going to be weed. And
If y'all can only see
Mary
everybody's
Jane.
faces in
But
this
look,
room right now.
hey,
Shout out to I4 Exotics.
yeah, shout out to iPhone.
Shout out to I4
But
Exotics.
To you all, everybody has that one guy, right? Like, so before we had dispensaries and medical marijuana and stuff, you always had that one dealer you had to go see, right? Yeah. And some dealers, that had the weed were cool. It was just a cool exchange.
Yeah.
They might even drop it off at your house. There's tiers to this.
Bless
right?
those guys.
Of weed dealers, there's tiers to it. Some of them might even drop it off at your house. It's never a problem. But then you have that one who's extra. Not gonna say his name. Y'all don't say him either, because y'all know who he is. Bruh, I remember this one day. So I don't smoke weed like that no more, but I do occasionally. So I'm not even gonna front and act like, I'm against it, because I'm not. But this one day I used to buy from this dude. And every time I buy from him, he'd have me doing extra stuff. It was never just pull up to my house. It was like, yo, meet me at the grocery store parking lot in 5 minutes. And when you see a blue car, flick your lights twice.
Oh, man.
No, not that far.
No, I'm laughing because it sounds like him.
No, look, okay, so one particular story before the one I'm going to tell you, there was one time he was like, yo. I was like, what's up, man? I'm here. Okay. Pull across to the parking lot over. This is a true story. Pull across to the parking lot across the way. Lift your hood like you're working on your car. I'm going to pull up. And I'm going to act like I'm helping you, but I'm going to sell you the bag. And then I was like, bro, I'm going to say his name. I said, bro, what do you mean? Just do it, man. I'll be there. All right. And I do it, and I'm just like, this is stupid. But he had like good weed.
And this is real?
This is real.
This is real.
Yo,
real
true
story.
We all got a story with this
So
guy.
look, this is
Wow.
so listen, this is another story. Strike me down if I'm lying. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna say his name again. Careful. I say, what's up, man? I'm here. All right, bro, listen. I'm in the laundromat. come in and act like you're doing laundry.
What?
He dropped it in the basket and was like, yeah. He put the weed in the basket. And I was to grab the weed and then put the money in and then extra, bro.
I had to go to the laundromat also.
Yeah, you did it. Like, and the
Your
thing
boo-
was,
your
is
boo-
look, the thing was, is he was doing laundry and he wasn't even looking at me, bro. Like, just,
Keep that stiff neck like fuck. He was just looking straight at you.
yeah, and he was giving me signals like,
Oh man.
I don't have that running with this man. This
Extra.
man had me meet at up. Say like, hey, meet me by the boat.
The boats, yes.
Like, I say, meet you by the boat. He was like, yeah, like when you enter in, you take the first left and you see a boat with a top on it, like park next to that boat. So I park next to the boat. 15 minutes gone.
same guy.
I like, how come this man ain't coming out? So I hit up this man. He was like, bro, like I'm by the boat. I was like, dude, I by the boat. He was like, no, you by the wrong boat. In this man's same fucking complex now. For some strange reason, they might have enough boat name there. And I can't figure out why they have so much boat at do. He been by the next boat on the opposite side.
Oh my God.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it was just a whole bunch of things after that, like that. All of that.
Yeah,
Just
but he
hard
was
to
he
manage.
So it's not
definitely
worth
got
it. Yeah,
the
it's not
he
worth it
definitely
at all.
got the wrong weed man award.
He was
Yeah.
extra, bro. He was so cool, but he's extra.
Yeah, he was cool. He was cool, but
He
yeah.
just was like, I don't know, like he was there, but he wasn't there every
His
time.
world was gone,
He
B.
was just always, a body walking without any internal, like it was just like he was just floating through time.
bro. Yeah, man. Hey, yeah. I mean, how about y'all? Y'all got any stories of where you deal with somebody who was just extra? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Tell you, man, we went to that boat shit.
Yeah, that guy was I dealt with that same guy, and he was the most extra out of all the people I've ever
bruh,
had to. Yeah,
man, those days, man. Oh my gosh. It's just crazy, man. But our topic today, is on marijuana, man. Here at the Hot Mango Seed Podcast, once again, we want to drill down to the seed and, also to really unveil like some of the things that just have these stigmas like marijuana. Like, man, there's no secret that marijuana is like all of a sudden being legal in all these different places. Medical marijuana has been a huge cure. There's never been any incidents, and so just to give you a summary, right? This might blow your mind. You might know this, but so in 2012, Colorado was the first U.S. state to legalize marijuana. We know that.
Yes,
so here, so here now in the second quarter of 2022, 2022.
2020.
Yeah, you got it, 2020.
You know where your mind at.
So here in the second quarter of 2022, there's now 18 states plus Washington, D.C. and Guam that have made recreational marijuana legal. So these
Shout out.
states, right? These states are Colorado, Washington State, Alaska, Oregon, California, Maine, Massachusetts, Nevada, Michigan, Vermont, Illinois, Arizona, listen to these states, man. Montana, New Jersey, New York, Virginia, New Mexico, Connecticut, and as I mentioned, Washington, D.C. and Guam. So medical marijuana is also permitted for use in 19 other states, right? So experts predict that the next likely states to legalize, probably at the end of this year, will be Delaware, Maryland, Minnesota, Missouri, New Hampshire, and Ohio. That's crazy.
Where's Florida?
Yeah,
What
Florida.
the hell, Florida?
Right.
Florida ain't gonna come
wrong with you?
I'm gonna get to it, right? I'm gonna get to
I'ma
it.
get
Y'all
to
gonna love this. So, and then as of right now, also, so the most anti-marijuana states, there's only 4 of them, which is crazy. There's only 4, and
I
it's
bet
not
you
Texas.
I know which one.
Nope, not Texas. So it's Idaho, Kansas, Nebraska, and South Dakota. Those are the only 4. So listen, back to your
People
question.
live in them states. People live in them
Potato
states.
with your weed? What?
Yeah.
What? Idaho weed potato brand?
So back to your question. I'm gonna get real technical with you, right? So where is Florida? So in summary, what I read was there was not enough signatures, or excuse me, there were enough signatures gathered for the bill to be included on the 2022 ballot, which would have read as regulate marijuana in a manner similar to alcohol to establish age, licensing, and other restrictions. So I'm going to read a little bit to you. Follow with me. So in summary, this amendment that was supposed to be on the 2022 ballot was designed to legalize marijuana of up to 1 ounce of marijuana by residents at least 21 years old. Residents would have been allowed to cultivate up to 6 plants per household, but only 3 or fewer plants could be mature or flowering. You'll have to elaborate on that, Rob. What that means. The plants would have needed to be grown in an enclosed locked space, and users would not have been permitted to sell plants that they grow. Under the amendment, marijuana would have been treated like alcohol. It would have been prohibited for residents under 21 years of age. Consumers would have need proof of, this is like a dispensary, need proof of
A nursery.
of age, before purchasing marijuana from retail facilities, and it would have to be legal for anyone to drive or illegal for them to drive. The same kind of, I'm not even going to finish that.
Same.
So what happened to Florida, right? I say all that to say this. So what happened? They wrote out this amendment that, of what they wanted to include. And so in short, it was supposed to be included on the 2022 ballot, but on June 17, 2021, the Florida Supreme Court ruled 5-2 and ruled, 5-2 that the measure's ballot's language was misleading, and therefore it couldn't appear on the ballot. Therefore, it's not being pushed to be included on the 2022 ballot, and they're now pushing for it to be included on 2024. They believe the message was unclear and there wasn't enough background on the bill, which would have swayed the voters.
So they're saying it wasn't written correctly.
Yeah, they're saying, and what I was reading was like, there's no way that normally a bill would have like 10 pages that this is in 75 words, and I could be wrong on that.
Yeah, because one of the things what you said is like didn't make sense. Like you can grow plants, but when it gets to the point of flowering, basically when it becomes the point to where you need it, you can't grow it.
You can't grow it any further.
So it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And
So
I
they
didn't
gotta-
hear nothing about recreational use. Like, listen,
Yeah,
that's what I was doing.
I'm looking for something recreational, like how Canada or even Seattle, California. Like, listen, you could burn it like a cigarette.
I don't think
But
it's
that's
that
what
hard.
they're saying.
I think this was about the recreational.
Yeah, so that's what the
It
bill
didn't
is.
sound
They're
worded
saying
like that to me.
Well, what they're saying is that like they're trying to pass it to where it's regulated like alcohol, right?
Yeah, but
so it's like it's free, and then therefore they'll be able to have dispensaries and all of that. But what they're saying is, why it didn't get on this bill was because they felt that it was misleading, which can be, also a game that they're playing because they don't want to see it.
Oh, it's a game they playing.
It's a game.
It's definitely a
but
game
at the
they
same
playing.
time, when you was reading it, like I felt like it wasn't worded in a manner that was concrete because
The summary of the bill.
Yeah, because what I was looking for, it's treated like alcohol, but you just can't stand on the sidewalk drinking a Heineken.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like you can't just publicly drink with a container. That's not recreational. Like, in Canada, Seattle, anywhere, California, the Green Coast, wherever you go, you could burn it like a cigarette. That's the kind of language I want to hear in the bills. I don't want to be hearing like, oh, you'll be treated like alcohol, so that means that you'll only be able to smoke it in certain places and this and that, because you could only consume alcohol in certain places. You just can't be on
Control
the
the
road.
virus.
Exactly,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
people burn cigarette everywhere. Now, if they say they regulate it like cigarettes, so now you could smoke it anywhere you want, outside in the public.
know,
Somebody next to an old lady can't complain. and
Not
call
near
police.
school zones.
Yeah,
of
not
course.
near schools and not things
and
like that.
all
But
this
you
certain
could
shit
burn
like
it
that,
up
yeah.
anywhere. Like in Canada, anywhere
Anywhere.
you dare, you
Really?
could burn it up. You could be in front of a police station, in front of a movie theater, everybody's smoking.
But-
Like they can't tell you nothing. It's completely open.
Bro, I
Trip
got
to
a
Canada.
I got a crazy story in Canada.
Yeah,
True
dude.
story. Let me tell
Love
you to you
Canada.
real quick. It's funny. Bro, I'll never forget I was with my boy Scott. Shout out Scott. So
Shout out, Scott.
Shout out Scott.
if you don't know, Seattle's very close to Vancouver. Very close to Canada, and so we go there like it's like a 4-hour drive. That's how close it is. And so I went to Canada one time. I was younger. I was with Scott, and we were looking for weed. This is before like Canada really had like dispensaries. I also been in Canada where I seen somebody that was a resident walk up, show his ID, and buy some like weed way back in like probably like 2004, like something like
It was
way
back. From way back.
Yeah, from way back. And so at this point, me and Scott we were right on the strip in like by some clubs in Vancouver, and we asked this dude to buy weed, right? I kid you not, this is a real story. Oh my gosh, not even gonna sound right. We buy the weed from the dude. Like Scott is doing this. I'm like foot on the stoop, like a little bit of a ways, just looking for cops, like looking for, just a little way while they're doing the deal. Scott gives him the money. He gives Scott the weed. And right then a cop came. And the cop said, "What's going on?" And the dude said, "This dude's trying to..."
He said what?
Yo, did he tell on him?
He said what happened?
he said, "Yo, this dude's trying to sell me weed."
Get the fuck out. Really?
Bro, I
That's
kid
crazy.
you not. I kid you not. Scott's like, "No." Because Scott's holding the weed. The dude got the money.
Oh, man.
And Scott goes, no, this dude, I just bought weed from him.
Oh, wow.
Well, the herb man flipped past me. This man said,
The Herman, he turned on.
Oh, my
Wow.
God.
That was so swift. The cop pulled, like, imagine, like, the dude, like, has the weed. Scott has the money. Boom. He gives him the money, gives him the weed.
Cop
Boom, the
pulls
cop's
up.
there. And the cop goes, "What's going on?" He said, "This dude's trying to sell me weed."
That's fucked up.
he panicked like fuck. He panicked and he flipped sides quick like fuck. Hey,
So what happened?
Hey, I was looking and started kind of drifting off like,
LaRue was
yeah,
out.
man, if they about to get
It's like
booked,
a
I'm not going
LaRue
down.
was out.
But look, Scott's like, "No." So he goes, "Look, he has a stash on the top of the..." So we're like by a door almost. And
Oh
I'm not
my
even,
goodness.
I know we're by a door literally right now, but we're literally imagining it like a little like strip of clubs almost, and there's like just this door. He has the weed on like the top of the seal. That's where he went and grabbed it from.
Oh, man.
So Scott is like,
Rocky,
Scott's like, "No, he has more weed up there." So the cop, I kid you not, this is one of my first experiences. The cop just gets the weed, opens it up. It's like a little dime sack, dumps it out, and just steps on it and says, "Go." And I was just like, that was the first time I was like, wow. Like I I thought we were arrested. I thought something was going down because, I'm from the States at that time.
Yeah.
And it was a female too.
I was just about to say that friggin' the shocking thing is that our police actually show up in Canada.
Right?
Yeah, 'cause-
Really?
Hey,
they don't
let me
show
tell
up
you,
there?
right?
Really?
The police, they're scarce, dog. Like, they don't hardly have, like, they all talking about, like, "Hey, man, hey, you need to do the speed limit. You traveling from city to city," and they're like, "We need to do the speed limit." I was like, "But why? They don't have no police checkpoints. Police don't be in the bushes. They don't have no troopers on the highways. They don't have any police presence out there."
I don't think
But
I've seen any either.
the thing is, they're so good. The Canada citizens so good that they still do the speed limit, and they're concerned about. They're concerned about it, dude. They literally go in there, and it was like we going, and the dude in the passenger seat, he was like, "Hey, mate, like you going a little too fast."
Yeah.
I was like, "But why? Like, they don't have no police, no state
nobody
trooper.
with a radar anywhere
Exactly, no
nearby.
radar, no nothing, no. There's no state trooper. You could go as fast. I mean, don't speed. We're not condoning speeding, but in Canada, there is no repercussions for speeding because there's no police on the road. So just the fact that a police roll up on you was like a crazy thing because I didn't see one for my whole tour there, my whole time there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, B. I didn't see not one police the whole time on the
Yeah.
road or anywhere.
Canada's a crazy place.
Crazy
Really?
ass place, dog.
It is. I mean, it's cool though.
I just want to go for the strip clubs.
strip club.
But man, let's
Pretty
get.
legendary.
But back on the subject, man, of marijuana.
And
You know,
maple
like,
syrup, huh?
like just talking about just the progression of marijuana, right? The business of how. Look at now, like I mean, all of these states. That's like. I don't even know what percent of states are legal, recreational, medical, you know, and it's like it's turning into this.
It's growing.
Yeah, it's been $1 billion industry, and there's so much that you can do, you know, and it's like now that all these states are opening, you know, it's like I think it's a time to really think about building businesses around marijuana. Like, you know, we have Rob here, a botanist, and I'm always like, yo, you know, you make cakes and cheesecakes and teas and all kind of stuff.
Greatest.
Like, you ever thought about turning it into a business? Like,
Oh yeah, that's where it's going to lead to eventually. It's going to get to the business.
yeah. So, like, when you think of, right, like, let's take your cheesecakes. Like, how much does it cost to make them? Is it an expensive process, or is it like something like that you feel like you could do? Like,
oh yeah, it's very it's inexpensive.
Yeah.
A great return on it. Very.
So how
Rob
much?
be
I'm
using
stuck
too.
right
He
now.
be eating too much of his own cheesecake.
Yo, but how much? Like, do you have to when you're when you're thinking about like these? Like, enlighten me, right? Like, when you think about like all of these weed products, right? Like the drinks, the candy, the savory snacks, and chips and stuff. Like, does it take a lot of weed that you have to put in these things to make them, or is it like a small amount?
No, it doesn't take a lot, especially for a lot of people who don't ingest it in the first place. It
Yeah.
takes maybe 5 milligrams.
Do you know how many milligrams be in those treats?
Depends on what you're making and how much you're putting in from the start, and then how much you're cutting in individually, separating everything, and then you do the math from there.
Now,
So-
when you're doing an edible, where's the best place to put the milligrams in the whole thing? Or like if you say made a Snickers bar,
yeah, of course.
would it be in just the caramel?
Oh, well, and then
Ooh, good
that
question.
varies. It depends what you're making again. So, myself, consistently, I like to put it almost through the whole thing. So, just in case whatever you touch is going to be medicated, because that way you know not to play with it, and you can learn how to microdose.
He is
like,
not
all right,
lying.
I'm not going to do that again. I don't want to see ghosts again. So,
Ghosts.
I'm going to take. That's all I'm about.
Not ghosts, but ghosts.
I'm going to take a small
A
amount.
lot of ghosts.
A lot of ghosts. So, yeah,
But
you
so-
want to.
But I was gonna say, like, so it really opens up, right? It's such a lane. Even if you don't smoke weed, that's not your thing. Like, the fact that in some of these states, like, I feel like Florida, whatever they were gonna put on the ballot is kind of equal
Archaic.
to, or not archaic, but it's like it's equal to what other states that are legal they can do. Like, you can have up to 6 plants. Imagine, you know, just thinking about wealth, right? Like, if you were, I mean, YouTube, you can find a tutorial on anything. You know, you have the world of the internet to look up things, and even if you don't smoke weed, you can, you know, learn how to make edibles, learn how to do so many things with the marijuana, and it's so popular that there's opportunity to actually make wealth, to actually, you know, something that's you know, a habit or a cultural thing that we do, you know, not cultural, but like
No, it is part of culture.
yeah.
It's definitely
it
part
is
of culture. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's culture.
I was thinking like more of like that's not what our culture is, but our culture's so broad, you know, but part of the culture.
It is definitely part of culture. That's
Yeah.
why they made the marijuana laws, because it was part of the black culture,
Right.
and so they decided that was going to be how they catch us on some easy shit,
Reefer madness.
you know?
Yeah, and there's
Black
just
people like it. Get rid of it.
right.
Yeah.
But there's
Seriously, he's over there playing
opportunities.
that jazz
I
music.
don't know why, but I just feel like Florida going to be the last place to friggin' legalize that fuck.
You know what's
Everybody's
crazy?
betting Texas to be the last place.
Texas and Florida. I mean, it's because we have Republican, you know, senators, Republican, you know, Congress, like that.
That's Santos.
They be
Yeah.
doing coke.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
want to plant. They want to cook. They want to cook.
Yeah.
But they're opposed to it. But Democrats, most Democrats, and I'm not even on here trying to say my political side, but it's just it's facts that majority of Democrats they favor marijuana, and the you know, the regulated use of it, and then the Republican side doesn't. And the thing is like it's a overbearing power though that is going to eventually happen. Like you can't die. These are the old heads.
The old heads
that are
fading
trying
out,
to say no. But all the new generation, they took a poll. It's like 80, 90. You know.
Well, for it to become medically legal in the state of Florida, wasn't it like a 70% voting?
Yeah,
Right.
The
So
people have
so
voted.
that means even some of the Republican side, a good portion of them are for it, but for some reason, the ones in charge ain't for it.
They
Yep.
don't-
You know what
they
I'm
don't
saying?
want to see it.
Yeah.
They guys don't want to see it at all.
They don't
Yo.
have no fun.
Yeah.
They have fun.
They got to take it from being a Schedule 1. Like DEA, you got to do something about that.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta,
But-
that's where we should really focus first.
You're right. Change the
Then
law.
go there.
Change
'Cause
this
when you got
category.
it, when you got it in comparison to where other drugs that can actually kill you,
Yeah.
just by
I don't understand that. What kind of crazy man put that there on top of that list?
yeah.
Well,
What's
they
the other
got,
one,
the
bro?
older you get, I think the less fun they want other people to have. I see that shit in the hood too. Like, I remember some cool people growing up, and now they be like, "Get your ass off my grass." You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like the older they get, the more they
Old
hate
lady
to see
need a
people
blunt.
having fun.
Yeah, because they don't already reach the end of
Yeah.
they reach the end of their fuck, so they don't give a shit. They want.
Well,
nobody
this,
having
this is
fun.
this is one thing I can say, and people, there's a lot of people that they don't agree, disagree. I don't give a damn. Unfortunately, in our community, we don't like voting.
Hey,
And so when these laws have possibilities, when they get to writing these laws, I hear it so much, it ain't gonna matter if I vote. It does matter. You know what I'm saying? We can't complain about shit if we ain't willing to take steps to change it. We can talk about the vote don't count all day long. What is the answer? Don't tell me it ain't gonna work and then you can't give me an answer for what will work. We got to find something, but sitting there doing nothing saying it ain't gonna work ain't gonna fix nothing. You feel me? So you either vote or you come up with a way to fix it, but don't complain about it if you ain't trying to solve it. You know what I'm saying?
doing
So
nothing to
we
fix it,
need to
yeah.
hit them boxes. We need to get the people that agree with it
I agree.
in office, and we need to vote when the time is right. Whether you agree with it, if you're not gonna vote, then come up with a solution. But don't sit there and tell me voting don't count, but you ain't giving me a solution. You know what I'm saying?
I feel
Because
like, yeah.
we stop ourselves from progress. We stop ourselves on a constant
Vote
basis.
from home, y'all lazy.
Yeah, we stop ourselves from progress so many times. We count ourselves out before we even try to count.
But don't you feel
feel
like
me?
that's kind of that only comes with the upbringing. The good thing about as time progresses is that we're aware. My
Yeah.
mom might not have been aware, my grandma might not have been aware, but and that's what trickled down to me, what I was raised on, and it took to many years later in my life that I realized, like, nah, this is, and that's the thing is, like, a lot of things get passed down, from their parents, from the people they're influenced by, like the people who are their influence as they grow up is, if somebody's telling you your whole life, man, voting ain't nothing, like
The whole life, yeah.
You're never gonna take it serious until you really understand. But
I knew voting was real when I was in elementary school, and President Bush, his son came to our school, wanted to talk to us about the importance of voting.
Oh wow.
And I was like, that shit important. This motherfucker came all the way down to
Came
this hood ass school
to
tell us about voting.
Yeah.
But
I was like,
hey, and I know. Look. I know this segment isn't on voting, but I'm gonna say one thing. I'm gonna say one thing, and I want y'all to think about this. We talk to our kids differently. In our homes, the black homes, you hear half of the parents, telling them to vote. The other half saying voting don't count. Ain't no use to doing it. Uncles tell them don't do it, right?
Yeah.
What do you hear in the White House?
I mean, I believe that.
In a white person's house, what do the majority of them tell their kids?
I can't say what they hear
Vote.
in there, but
They
shit.
take them to the voting place. Trust me.
I grew up in a Republican house.
They take Republican
Voting
period,
was
but I'm
extremely
saying
fucking important.
Yeah.
Not all-
they
the
always
conversation
talk
just
about
needs
that.
to change.
And then they'd even make us fake vote at the house.
Yeah,
That's
to
great.
practice.
What?
That's good.
Yeah,
but
my
what
granddad,
what
he
I'm
play
getting
that
at
shit.
is, in the very beginning, we weren't supposed to vote at all. They didn't want us to vote at all, right?
Yeah.
And so they didn't even count us as a full person. That's how bad they didn't want us to vote, because they know the power of the vote.
Same
And
with
people,
women.
and then we blow this off for years and years. Our vote don't count. It don't count. It don't count. It don't count, to the point where the kids and grandkids and everybody said, well, that stuff don't work anyway.
Yeah.
And while they voting laws that tell us what to do.
Exactly.
That's-
That's
Come
why
on,
they just
man.
They just catch us by saying, putting these weird ass laws that have all these crazy ass shit, and knowing that is some crazy ass fuck
Yup.
up shit, and then they saying, oh, they're not going to vote, and then it is get passed into law, and then by the time we see it, we'll be like, wait, how does it even get passed?
And all we
into
get to do
law?
is complain.
Yeah, how does it even get passed into law?
Look.
Well, you didn't vote. If
Yup.
you vote, you could have a voice and a chance of change.
Y'all
They
know
be
here
trying
in
to
Florida-
suppress our votes
Yeah,
and stuff too. So
that's
it's a
it.
lot of
Yeah,
loopholes.
voter
Yeah.
suppressor.
And a lot of that
Yeah,
stuff
you are
could
right.
be,
They
a
literally
part of
just
that.
changed some of the zones
Yep.
to stop a majority black area from having a dominant vote.
Yep.
They changed this. They did this just recently.
I'll
In the
tell
state.
you,
Anyway,
but-
we ain't even supposed to be
Yeah,
talking about
but
voting, because
just-
I
To put a pin in it, like, they, like you guys have mentioned, like they've been knew the power of
Yeah,
the
be
vote.
sliding us, be.
They've been knew that. That's why it took so long for minorities to vote, for women to vote, because they know the power of voting. They know that the power in numbers can create things, and But yeah, man. Back to marijuana, and once again, you're tuned in to the Hot Mango Seed podcast. That's right. We're on episode 12, and this is where we continue to dig down to the seed on everything from crypto to gaming to marijuana to relationships and all. We're just trying to give you value. Give you value to your day
Yep.
instead of being on
I4
social.
exotics.
Yeah, shout out I4
Ooh,
Exotics.
still stoned. High for exotics.
Rob is over
Yeah.
here. Go, B.
That's how you know it potent. We talking about the herb, right? The golden leaf.
Today we're talking about marijuana, and as we even go back to what I was saying, as we see all of these states that are legalizing, there's so much opportunity to open dispensaries, to open farms, to really create generational wealth off of something that in our community has been so common. We grew up smoking, or smelling smoke, and hearing about it in our culture and our music and our movies and everything, and it's like now there's the equal ground. There's equal ground really to create wealth, so we just want, our audience to know that, man, you have an opportunity, like there's so many different businesses that haven't even been birthed yet. Opportunities just waiting for
coming.
the next, billionaire or whatever you want to call it.
And not even just the marijuana industry. It's a lot of businesses that ain't been birthed yet because somebody ain't smoked a joint.
Yeah.
That's right.
Them ideas.
Hey,
flow.
but I got a question
Oh,
for you.
my coworker said I gave her this stuff called Blue Demon Mint.
See, that just sounds dangerous.
Really good stuff. Really great. She said she's watching National Geographic and now she wants to become an archaeologist after smoking it.
Shout out to her. Shout out.
See, you
Shout out.
gotta
Inspiration.
So
Bro,
she literally, she's like,
Inspiration.
I couldn't wait to tell you this.
Bro, she was watching it, was like, where's my phone?
That
I'm
shit
about
got real for her.
I'm about to Google the Institute right now.
Inspiration. She get the inspiration from that.
Inspired,
That's
What's her name?
Inspired.
No, don't say her
No,
name.
don't say
Shout
her
her
name,
out.
man.
Hey, that's what's up, man. You looking all like,
She gonna get her in trouble.
That blue
She gonna
demon.
get fired the next day.
How you want to be a goddamn architect? Like, architect?
But yo,
Archaeology.
so there's a whole nother thing happening, right? Like, so I think this is a great question for this table.
All right.
So now that marijuana is starting to pass, right? So now Colorado, who was our pioneer, who was the first to legalize,
father.
yeah, marijuana in the United States, now is trying to pass legalizing psychedelics.
Yeah, they're trying to chase. I think Canada. I think Canada has it right now, but
There's a couple countries, I think, and
yeah, mushrooms
forgive
and
me
stuff
if I'm
like
wrong,
that. Yeah.
that are legal psychedelics, and so they want to legalize this stuff. So it's like, what is too much, right? Like, is weed is one thing. The earth, the plant.
Well, there's a place in Europe where there's a whole dedicated section of the town to where you can go shoot up heroin and crack. And they come out there and give them needles and.
I don't think that's psychedelics though.
But I mean, it's still drugs. I mean, just the level to where it can get to.
Yeah,
But that's where we already at now. Yep. And then right now in America, they already started implementing some of these programs. I think in Detroit too, where they start giving out like clean needles.
So
shit like that.
Here is my perspective.
Why not? I mean, we gotta educate them.
Here's my perspective. If it is something that does not have a tendency to cause violence, then it should be okay. So, and you can name off all the different drugs, and you can get it. And I'm not saying 90% of the time they cause people to be violent, but you know which ones are more likely to cause.
But alcohol.
Alcohol.
Oh yeah.
And so
we look. Marijuana should be legal way before alcohol.
Cigarettes.
I don't think people.
I seen niggas fight with cigarettes. You take a pack away.
Hey.
Take a pack away. Take a pack.
Hey,
take a pack away.
Yeah,
take a pack.
And
or hide a pack for somebody.
You're right.
Grab somebody last port and break it.
They fight.
Especially if it's 100. If it's the last 100.
You don't break nobody's
about to
last
make
port,
menthol
man.
cigarettes illegal.
Yep.
It's about to be
I'm glad
real,
about that.
Yeah.
I'm
real
glad about
fight
that.
out here.
Nah, you're about to be World War III out there.
They're gonna be the homie at the corner who sells menthol cigarettes that you go get it
The
from.
menthols were targeting
alcohol in my box.
our communities. They specifically had them targeting our community and the younger and the youth. So not just the black community, but the youth of all. They were all targeting with the menthols.
Yeah.
So
But what you think of so as you guys were saying, like some drugs,
I'm on my activist shit today.
Like some drugs, right? Some drugs will make you act out, and then some are more laid back and chill. And I think that's why when they say psychedelics, I think they really mean mushrooms.
But you gotta be careful.
Yeah, and acid.
Yeah, because I don't think all psychedelics should be legalized.
Yeah,
either.
but there are people,
Ayahuasca.
right? Like ayahuasca. There are a lot of people there. I've heard from a good amount of people who say that they microdose mushrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can, dope, because mushrooms can, woof.
Yeah.
It can take you there.
I remember the last time.
And that's the last time.
Exactly. The last time for this man was the last time. You understand? And I still have to say this because that is not my fight.
Me either.
You know, psychedelics is all cool. Everybody could use it if they want to. But I come from, I stain on that herb.
Was it psilocybin?
There's nothing else.
Psilocybin, hell yeah.
Pretty
But
good.
you know,
Microdosing mushrooms is very good for your mental health.
It'll open it up for sure.
Microdosing.
Yeah, remember this?
You ain't saying tripping. Don't go eat a handful of them and be like micro. That's not a micro.
That's not a micro.
That ain't no
Like a
micro.
Even if you're
tiny
pro, that's
piece.
not a micro.
Just stick to the herbs, y'all. Stick to the
Don't
herbs.
play GTA 5.
Or anything colorful. Yeah.
Don't play
Oh, yeah, the
GTA
colors.
5 under the mushrooms because
Driving fast.
You know when you
I tried
open
to
up
play
that.
2K that one time.
You know when you open up that door though, right? When you open up that door for legalizing marijuana, there's always going to be somebody that opposes it, and there's always going to be somebody who's like, yeah, let's do even more.
And
They want
there's
more.
gonna be somebody else in the back like, let's get that heroin out there.
Right?
You know? Like,
Since
what
we're
the fuck?
talking weed,
Yeah,
let's
like-
stay high all the time.
I mean, you know, we cross the line too far when they legalize fentanyl and shit like that.
Ooh.
See, fentanyl, hey, that's a
That would
good.
never
Hey,
get
Fent-
that's how you know we crossed the line.
It's already
Yeah.
legal.
Yeah, it's legal, but the thing is
We
that
ain't
is
supposed
the
to have it
I'm
out
just saying, like, if you can just go to 7-Eleven or a dispensary, just go pick some up.
Dangerous
That
thing
shit
out in the
dangerous
world.
as fuck.
That
It's
is
crazy.
The most
Like-
nastiest, dangerous, and nastiest, yuckiest substance.
I just want
You
to
can
like.
just breathe it in. Like if somebody came in this room right now with some of that
fentanyl.
shit on
Yeah,
them
yeah,
and dropped it on a plate,
yeah, and we breathe
Who's,
it in.
Everybody.
who's looking for fentanyl though?
none of the people that's dying from it.
Right? That's what I'm trying to find out. Like, it's like, okay, like I can look at crack and be like, yeah, that he's on crack. That's that's crack behavior.
You never see nobody asking about fentanyl. I've never heard
I can
anyone
look at
ask about
I can look
fentanyl.
at I can look at heroin, right? I can look at somebody on heroin and say, "Yep, that's heroin."
Mm-hmm.
I can't look at anybody and say,
No,
"Oh,
you'll know. They
They're not gonna be here.
Yeah,
I know heroin and crystal meth heads kind of look alike sometimes. Like you can
Yeah.
you can merge them together.
yeah."
Yeah, they all like skinny, peeled out teeth, looking like a zombie, basically. Like
Yeah.
Walking Dead, basically, out there.
Listen,
It's looking bad.
The Tamika next door neighbor in Maryland, they actually overdose on fentanyl. The husband overdosed first on fentanyl.
And dippers out there, too.
Right, yeah,
Yeah,
right.
and
And
dippers.
then the wife
Uh-huh.
went and buy
Uh-huh.
the same fentanyl that killed her husband.
Oh my
and
gosh.
then do it, and then she died.
Oh wow.
Why?
That was a death.
Why?
Dude, I'm telling you,
It doesn't make sense.
trust me, she lit it because she said, "Oh, that must be some good shit. They killed my freaking husband."
What?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. You know, that thing is
That
no
must
joke.
be some good stuff.
She wanna
Because
chase
they
that
kill her
dragon.
husband, so now she want to try it now, and then when she tried to, they find her right in
Got
her
her
bathtub.
Yeah.
Then that fentanyl is
That's all
no
that.
joke.
Stick
That's a
with the
killer.
That
herbs.
happened to the remember that
Stick.
video I sent with the cop.
Yeah.
The cop opened up that trunk and he looked in like the
Oh,
glove
and
compartment,
and they hit him.
and then he just froze up, fell
Oh,
back,
he smelled
and then
it.
the guy was like, "What's going on?" And he couldn't move. He was just paralyzed, but he wasn't breathing. So Buddy went and hit him with the pin, the Narcan,
EpiPen or whatever.
and yeah, the Narcan brought him back to life. Just enough for them to get him in an ambulance to the hospital, and they saved him.
That's
He said
crazy.
he ain't been the same since that. Though.
From just smelling it.
Just from smelling it.
Stick
Just
with
went
the
up in the air
herbs.
and he smelled it.
It's a
All he did was open the top of whatever that was.
Anime, you die, I kill you. That's me. I'm coming back for you. If you kill me off of a smell,
What you asked for?
anime, you die, I kill you. Yeah, bro. So I mean, as we wrap up today, you know, you guys, yeah, this is another episode, man. Episode 12.
12.
112.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, so you know, I'm gonna end with the jewel of the day, unless anybody has any shout outs, or anything you want to make right now. All right, so the jewel of the day, right? Gratitude is latitude. In other words, the more gratitude you have in your heart, the higher you're gonna rise in this life. Sure, you may not have everything that your heart desires at this time, but that doesn't mean you won't have it one day. And until you get there, I encourage you to work on having appreciation for the blessings you already hold. And let's not neglect the obvious things like the small things, as most would say, like waking up this morning, having food to eat, water to drink, limbs operating, a working mind, and safety. Oh, we so quickly neglect those things, but when we're grateful for the little things, the Most High then begins to reward you with the bigger blessings. Practice having gratitude, and you will see a shift in your attitude and then your latitude. We are the Hot Mango Seed Podcast. Until then,
Peace. Smoke weed every day.